Hey, 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 everybody. Victor Brooks of the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam Series. Instagram Indie Fam Series. Y'all come on back in here, y'all. We just had a fantastic show. Our brother Toto ST from live with us from Luanda, Angola joined us today. And right now, y'all, we're about to go live to Chocolate City, Washington, D.C., U.S. of the A, with brother Reginald Wiseman, original D.C. native brother, who's going to share his journey, his journey of independent artistry, his love for his craft, his passion for his craft. And I see you lining up. Lip Liquor, thank you so much for joining us today. Who else do we have? Brother Garthel Wade, what's happening, fam? Thank you for stopping in. Much love to you and the fam, man. 17 at 7, Astrid out of Saint Denis, France. And don't forget, y'all, let us know where you're logging in from. First of all, thank you from wherever you're logging in from for taking your time today to come on in here and enjoy this time and meet incredible independent artists, hear their journey, talk of their story, let us know what ignites their passion, you know, and then we want you to follow them. If you dig what you're hearing right here and what you're seeing, if you felt it, follow their page and share that page to somebody else. Spread the word around. This isn't American Idol. This isn't The Voice. They're not some judges here with cue cards taking points. No. God bless that whole arena, and it has its place for what it's doing. But on this particular format, I wanted to do this show specifically for the support, for the broadcast of the independent artist and the love and respect for independent artistry around the world. And as soon as I see Brother Reginald Wiseman join, we're going to bring him in. Hey, fam, my sister Julie McKnight, welcome back, girl. Welcome back. Atlanta in the house. Okay, that's right. Thank you, ATL. Who else do we have here? Leon El Castro. Thank you, Leon El Castro, for joining us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And those of you all have been seeing Muito Obrigado, Betinha. Muito Obrigado, Rio de Janeiro, minha amiga de Carioca. Muito obrigado. And listen, you all, you see the name here, Rhino Jazz. Follow this page. Keep up with what Rhino Jazz is doing, y'all. Rhino Jazz is doing phenomenal things in the world of music and artistry and introduction. Much respect to Rhino and your efforts as well. Who else do we have here? Let's see here. All right. Well, we know, and I'm on the East Coast right now, well, Southeast Coast, North Carolina, and I know it's moving up, you know, as far as the ice storm and snowstorms and that kind of a thing. But we are going, and you know, there have been a lot of outages, not in this area at this point, thank God. But we'll keep on keeping on, and I know DC had some problems too. So we'll keep going for a few more minutes here. And if I don't know if Brother Reginald may have run into some tech problems with that. But a few more minutes, and then we'll log off. I'll see if we can connect with him by phone. And but then we'll just see what's happening, okay? But get ready, y'all. Reginald Wiseman. And what I loved about Reginald's music when I was introduced to his music through my cousin Bo Brown was the fact that that feel of R&B has never gone anywhere. And I'm talking about the R&B of that 90s, that 80s, 90s R&B. That we all still love. That's a part of the soundtrack of our lives, you dig? And don't let me get it, I don't want to get it twisted. Brother Reginald has his own style, you dig? And the way that he's able to implement his own style into that unforgettable style of that late 80s, 90s R&B is fantastic, and it's much respect. Oh, here we go. Let me press this and see if we can go ahead and get this conversation started with Brother Reginald Wiseman. And thank you all for joining us. I see you lining up out there. Yes, I do. We have Atlanta. We have, there's Brother Reginald. Can you hear me okay, man?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, and we can see you. Yes, we can.
You know, this is interesting. I'm on my desktop and I'm trying to connect to you, and it's just not doing it. So,
Hey, man, no problem. We just thank you for taking your time today and coming on and spending this time with us today, man. Thank you.
thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me a part of this. I greatly appreciate it.
Right on, man. And I see the world lining up here, man. And this is why I wanted to do this show. Is because, like I always say, man, it's not American Idol. It's not The Voice. We don't have judges with cue cards sitting here. None of that kind of stuff. We're here to give tribute to the independent artists that support realm the family of the independent artists, man, and to introduce their artistry to other artists around the world. And that's what this format's about. So you coming on, man, and letting us meet you one-on-one. We've been seeing the promos, and I've been getting an incredible positive response on your music. But for the time that you took your time to come on here, man, to meet everybody that's lining up, what do you want to say to everybody just to get started, man?
Well, first of all, what I want to say is I know everybody is very, very busy, and I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be a part of this show. It means a lot to me that people take a part of their day to engage in this show. And Vic, you have a fantastic show. I
Thank
caught
you.
the tail end of the other guests, and I was having some technical difficulties with the computer. Apparently, my computer had gotten hacked,
Oh,
and exactly. And I had a technician who was trying to fix it and everything. And then I realized, well, I got to get off here, and I came on the phone. So that's kind of what's going on with my computer and everything. But
I can
again,
hear
I
you, man.
greatly appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate those that have been listening to my music, been sharing my music, been going to my YouTube channel. And like in about a month, I've picked up on my IG like about 120 followers. So
Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
that's very, very encouraging that I'm doing
That's all
something that
right.
somebody likes. And I greatly
That's right.
appreciate it.
There you go. Man, take us, where are you coming in live from right now? Where are you? Where are you?
I'm actually in Bowie, Maryland. I am from Washington, D.C. Born and raised in Washington, D.C. I use Washington, D.C. because that's where people more so connected to. If I say Bowie, Maryland, somebody might say, well, where is that? Well, it's actually 23 miles from Washington, D.C.
Okay, okay. And that's where you're born and raised. Chocolate City is home. That's
Yes,
it. That's where you at. And ladies and gentlemen around the world, that's like our nickname for Washington, D.C., Chocolate City. And I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. My whole family, my father's side is Baltimore, Washington area. And my love for that area goes deep, man. And the music that has come from that area, historically, the artist. Um, did you grow up as an artist from a young age, brother? Was it something that you grew up with in your family, or just hearing the music of the city? How did art and that start to connect with young Reginald?
okay. So I'm gonna give you a little something personal with me. All right. So when I was in high school, I had a girlfriend that quit me, and I was trying to figure out how do I express this hurt.
Yeah.
So my favorite music artist was Smokey Robinson, and so I used to hear Smokey, and I was starting to sing, and people say, you know, you sound like Smokey Robinson. I said, okay. So I got in the talent show,
Okay.
and I wind up getting on stage, and I started singing, and all of a sudden, all these people started screaming. And I was like, oh my God, I must
Right on.
sound terrible. And
Oh,
then my backup artist said, no, they like it, keep singing. I
okay.
said, oh, okay.
Right on. Right on. Right on.
So I
Yeah.
started back up singing. So that's kind of like where it went. But back then, I really didn't know what to do with it. So I had to go with a stable income, my main bread and butter. So when I got out of high school, I joined the United States Marine Corps, and Uncle Sam took me away for a little while.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
then I came back and I went into other professions. And ultimately, it's like God has had several different layers of my life that I had to go through. And so it seems now that this is that last layer that I see, where it's the music, because each time that I write or sing a song, it seems to get better. And it's because I'm connecting with a lot of people that are currently in the industry that
Mhm.
are mentoring me and showing me what to do and what to change. And I listen. I listen to anybody. I mean, I listen to people that say, "Oh, you can't sing." And I listen to people say, "Well, you can sing." Well, it's in my heart to sing. So my heart says I can sing, and that's what I'm doing. I'm singing my heart, and I'm creating music out of my heart for other people that have a heart like my heart.
Come on, man. That's what it's about. Hey, the more you may get to know me or watch the show, brother, I it's hard for me not to, I get emotional if I feel it. I will give an amen corner if I feel it. I'll give a hand, I'll give a fist up of support. And everything you just said, Brother Reginald, is why I want to do this show. Much respect, man.
Thank you.
Because I talk to different artists. And growing up in this thing, seeing the industry change and how now we can go straight to the public, so to speak, through social media like this. Um, and I talk to people who are accountants during the day, or a couple of people were teachers during the day. Others are retired now, but they've always had that artist thing in them all through their life. They always wanted to sing or write a song or something like that. What kept you going, man? You were just honest enough to say that you did your 9 to 5. You also did the service. Much respect to your service and Marines. But what kept that artistry thing in you that said, I'm never letting this go? Speak to the other artists who are going through that right now.
It just kept coming back. It's like sometimes I would try to push it away, and
Yeah.
sometimes I would be asleep, and all of a sudden this melody would come to me. And I was like, what? And I would get up and I would start writing down the words. And I don't know how to play an instrument. And when I first started out, it was a high school friend of mine named Bill Bubba Herndon. He knew how to play the piano. And I used to sing these melodies to him, and he would play it on the piano. And the next thing I knew, we were making songs. Well, fast forwarding with now the way things are, there are these beats. So when I wind up hearing certain melodies, all of a sudden it makes me start writing. And I give you an example. I got this beat last night that I was not going to do anything with. And then last night I got home from the studio and I started listening to this beat and it just started coming together. The lyrics, I mean, and the name of the song is called Kicking It. And I
Okay.
was
Okay.
listening to it. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, I can just see me with my lady and
Yeah.
I'm just cruising along and we
Right. Right.
kicking it and we having a good time. So those
Yeah.
things just will not go away regardless.
Yeah.
It won't go away. And so I remember something I heard Steve Harvey say. Steve Harvey said, what you do is you find something that comes easy and natural to you, and that's what you do. And I was thinking, as I was writing this song, this is natural, it's easy, and it's coming to me. And this is what I'm supposed to do. And this is what I'm going to continue to do.
Come on, brother. Right on, man. You're up to how many hey, y'all, I see you lining up, and I want to thank everybody. I can't let it, we have the people are lining up here with Italy's in the house. We got Brazil's here in the house. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. But what you just said, man, you have about how many videos have you released on your page at this time so
It,
far?
it should be about 32 videos that are there. And I'm getting ready to release another one on February 11th. The goal
Okay.
is every month to have a song coming out. And it seems to be very
Okay.
easy to be able to do that because I'm
Yeah.
coming across a lot of beats that I like. And I've got a lot of them that I haven't had a chance to work on. But
Mhm.
the goal again is every month to have one coming out.
Every month, man. What do you? I know you mentioned in some of your promos about original R&B, the sound of R&B. And I don't know if you were on at this time, right before I brought you on. I was mentioning how one of the things, just one of the things I love that drew me to your music was that the feel of it took me back with your own style, though. You have your own twist of the music of late 80s, 90s R&B, that feel. Is that something that you could see identify with that, or is that something that wasn't even intended to do?
Well, it's more so that that's the kind of beat that I'm hearing, that I'm
Ah,
kind of connecting to
gotcha.
when I hear it, so that's what it is. But now I've heard some hip hop type beats that I listen to, and
Yeah,
I say to myself, I could tear that one up
thank you.
and I could lay it out. And so
That's
I
right.
am going to cross over into certain different genres because there are beats that I'm hearing that's of that type of genre. So it's very significant that I stay true to what it is that I feel.
Gotcha, brother. And what is it that you feel, man? What makes you
Mainly,
feel?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What is it that you feel? You mentioned that, like, what draws you in your artistry, brother? What do you pull that feeds your artistry? What feeds you?
So what'll feed me is I may for some reason be just sitting down watching a movie or something, and all of a sudden I see a scene or something. Maybe I see some type of life event that's going on. And so what I think to myself is, okay, let me see if I can find me some type of beat that I can connect to that. And so that happens a lot of times. And that's kind of what I feel. But mainly what I always seem to feel is this love connection type, and that's what I normally write about, that type of
Okay,
thing.
okay. Like romance, love of life, relationships,
Exactly.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Because I know the names of your song. I remember when I started my promo of your video, the vibes that I was getting back was, oh man, this is true. This is taking me back. Or, oh yeah, I feel this. This is something I can just put on and just, chill with, that kind of a thing. Is that what you were going for? Or is it just happened that way?
It just happens that way. I mean, there's the one beat, that one song I did called Love Junkie. And
Mhm.
there were a lot of people's hands that were in this that made suggestions to me. I'm in an organization called Hit Songs Deconstructed, and
Okay.
there's a gentleman by the name of Dave Penn. And
Nice.
I'm in another organization called the Songwriting Academy, Martin Sutton. And so I've been mentored by these individuals, and based on the feedback that I got, then I
Uh-huh.
was rewriting the Love Junkie. And so finally, when Love Junkie got out there, it's like a fun song. And so
Gotcha.
it really, really more so is like, what am I feeling? And then if I come across a beat that's like that, then that's what happens.
Gotcha. All of your life, when you were mentioning your life before your first CD, before you completed your first full project, right? Once you knew you were about to start your first project, and other independent artists, you know what I'm feeling right now, or what I'm getting at. That feeling of I'm going to do this. That decision to just say I'm going to do this. Do you remember that time, that day that you said, I'm gonna make my first CD"?
Yeah, I definitely remember it. I mean, actually, the first thing I ever did was years ago, a radio show called WPGC,
Right?
and they
Yes.
used to have something called home jams.
Okay.
And I wrote this song called Constantly, and I used to have another artist name I used called DR.
Okay.
And of all the songs, he played my song.
Right on.
And I'm thinking to myself, and I had no experience whatsoever, but again, this was a scenario that came out of an emotional love feeling that I was feeling. And
Gotcha.
so the next thing I knew, I had done some research and I read some books and I started learning how to structure a song. And
Hmm.
I was able to structure it to the point that it got somebody's attention on WPGC. Well,
Right
again,
on.
back then, I didn't know how to promote it or anything.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
song just kind of died then. But
Hmm.
ultimately, what happened was I did record it, and I recorded it under my artist name of DR, and it's
Hmm.
now streaming on all platforms that you
Go
go
ahead.
to.
Go ahead. Right on. Was there any fear? Because the reason I'm asking this is because as independent artists, I don't care what language the independent artist speaks, where they are in the world. One of the main things that I end up talking about, because I can remember when I became independent in the industry, that fear was there too as well, of the unexpected, not knowing what's going to happen as an independent artist. The acceptance, were you one of the artists that looked as though I want to reach the public? Will the public like what I'm giving? Did any of that kind of fear go through your mind? Because some artists that doesn't. What was your take? Was there a fear factor as an independent artist that you were dealing with?
I mean, I didn't have the fear factor, and I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, when I was in high school and about 400 girls started screaming, I figured, well, they screaming for some reason, you
Right,
know, and
right,
they weren't
right.
there for me having them there. And so I realized,
Gotcha.
okay, I
Yeah.
just have to find the time and need to learn. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there. And
Uh-huh.
so even back then when I was writing, I was sending my songs into these publishing companies and they would critique it and they wouldn't charge you anything. And they
Mhm.
gave you a grade from F to A. And if
Right.
the overall song came to a B plus, they would sign it.
Mhm.
And every time I would send something, it never really completely got there, but it got so close.
Got you. Got you.
So that was a confidence builder that, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to learn where to make my improvement in these areas. And back then, you didn't have all those, you didn't have internet back then. You didn't have where you could learn YouTube to do things.
There you
So
go.
now that those resources are there, I'm able to learn how to improve my craft
There
and
you
to
go.
continue to be confident. I realize everyone is not going to like my music. I mean,
Come
look
on.
at Beyonce. You look
Come
at
on.
the comments that you go to some of her videos, all those people don't like her, say she
Right.
can't sing. Somebody can say the
Yeah.
same thing about me. But the bottom line is, if it's in your heart, you
Come
go
on.
for it. You know,
Come on.
you don't let somebody tell you you can't do something, okay?
Thank you,
That's
brother.
usually because they don't want to see you succeed for whatever reason. So if
There
you
you go.
feel it in your heart, you can find an audience. I'll give you another example, and this is kind of a little crazy. One of my mentors is Rick Barker, and Rick Barker, he used to manage Taylor Swift.
Okay.
And Rick one time put something on display where there were these group of people every morning. They would sign into this show where there was nothing but just water and music playing.
Okay.
And this channel had hundreds of thousands of people just sitting there watching this.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't have been one of those hundreds of thousands, but just the point I'm trying to make is
Come on.
you can find an audience
Thank
for
you.
anything.
Thank you.
You
Thank
just have
you.
to be diligent and you just
That's
have
right.
to find them. And that's what
Come on.
it's all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to the indie fan right now. You heard what our brother Reggie Weisman just said. And you know that's why I want to do this show. As a reminder to every single artist, especially the independent artist that's watching right now. And when you share this, because most of our viewers come on the IGTV recording, when you see this now on your recording, share it to another one. Don't stop creating your art, no matter what. If it's in your heart, keep writing about it. If it's in your heart, make your movie about it. Paint your picture about it. Do your dance choreography about it. Create your theater piece about it. Whatever your artistry is. Just like Brother Reggie just said, it's not about whoever may like it or not like it. There is an audience for your artistry. It's there. And it's a message that only you can interpret through your artistry. Can't nobody tell the story but you. Thank you, Brother Reggie, for that, man. Hey, Vanda, muito obrigado, Brazil. Muito obrigado, Brazil. Brazil is in the house for you today, brother. They're coming in and they're out of here today. But,
Much love.
man, and that's the thing. That's the motivation that a lot of independent artists either hold on to or, and it's understandable how some can have that fear like, man, I got to pay the rent. I can't do this music. What do you want to say to them, man? That, hey, there's no way I have to give up my whole thing as an artist because I can't afford to be an artist right now. And I know that you can't answer for everybody, brother. I don't want to put you on the spot, but what would you say to an artist that would come and say that to you? I love your work, Brother Reggie, but I wish I could do it, man, just like you're doing it right now. But I just can't do it right now. Life won't let me do it right now.
I would say this to them. If it's in your heart to do it, you're going to find a way. If you financially don't have the funds at the time, maybe there's some things you need to cut back, like going to Starbucks and paying $5.50 for a cup of coffee. Maybe scale that down instead of every day. But it is too many resources out here for you to be able to not be able to get your music going. Stay true to yourself, hang in there, and maybe you need to pick up an extra job. But if it's truly in your heart to do it, you're going to find a way to do it.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Brother Reggie, what are you working on right now? Because I know you're constantly working. Your creative motor is going, right? Like you just let us know. So what are you working on at this time, man? What are you in the studio with right now?
Well, last night I went to the studio and I did this song called Boomerang.
Okay.
And I mean, I really like it. I mean, it has this beat to it. And then when I came home last night, I wrote this other song called Kicking It. And Kicking It is kicking it. I mean, it's just like
right
kicking
on.
it.
Right
But
on, man.
but this song Boomerang, when I hear it, it's almost like the video's got to be me on a boat, me got a bunch of dancers that are in a big marble palace. I mean, it just has all these different things that's come to my mind on how I want to do it. But the bottom line is Boomerang is coming out. I got a song, Stay. Stay is actually coming out on February the 11th, which is a Friday. Boomerang's coming out in March. Kicking It, if it kicks right, is going to kick out on April sometime frame. There's another song that I'm putting together on September, my mother-in-law's birthday, and family was saying they wanted me to create a song or sing to my mother-in-law. So again, went to bed one night, woke up, and this melody was coming to my head.
Right.
And the next thing I knew, I was writing paper, and I wrote this song called "It's a Mother's Birthday, Birthday. It's a mother's birthday, birthday." So that's another one that I'm looking to put out.
Go ahead.
So it
Oh
keeps
man, you
coming
got
to me.
brother, your voice is silky smooth, man. I
Thank
can
you.
see why that is.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, but I mean, because just to be able to break out like that is a gift, man. That means that your craft has been in development for a minute, for more than a minute. It's who you are. Um, do you remember your first? Did you grow up singing in church and that? But I know. But was there something? Because that soulful gospelness that's in there as well, man. Is that just something natural, or was that something from a younger age, or what?
Well, my current and past inspiration was Smokey Robinson.
Smokey, yeah,
You
I
know,
got you.
it came from that. As a matter of fact, I met Smokey Robinson many years ago,
Yeah,
and talked to him just a little bit, but I was a real youngster back then,
yeah,
and so I've always listened and always admired Smokey Robinson. Whenever his shows are here in DC,
yeah,
go
yeah.
to see him, and so that's kind of where it comes from.
Got you, man. Got you. Everybody has that voice in their head, or somebody that was mentored. Either they knew them firsthand or you grew up listening to it. All of us do. I see you artists, they saying, yeah, you got it. You got it. Let me ask you this. What about your family? Like, uh, the support of family, because when I give questions to artists who come on, I'm pulling from questions who I've gathered from other independent artists. So I know that that's the concern. That's what's on the mind of these independent artists that take their time to come on. And I love to get the input of that artist that I have on of the episode. as far as I know sometimes with the support and of family, right? Has your family always been that supportive group of you, no matter if it was parents or sisters, brothers, husbands, sons, daughters, whatever? Was that nucleus there of your support of artistry as well?
Yeah, there's always been support from family. I mean, I'll just be very honest. God has really blessed me. Okay,
Right on.
everything in my life that was supposed to come to me that I asked God for, I got. And I'll give you some
Right
examples
on.
of some things that I didn't get. I
Okay.
remember sometimes some of these songs that I was writing about these girls that broke my heart. I was
Yeah.
saying to God, God, I want this one. And it was like something said, you can write all the good songs in the world, but
That's
this one
what
ain't coming back. You know? And so I said, okay, you know, it ain't coming back.
it ain't gonna happen. Right.
Exactly, exactly. So I did finally get the one that I'm with and married to happily now that I got,
Fantastic.
and that supports everything that I've done
Fantastic.
musically. So as far
Fantastic.
as support from the family, yeah, I got support from my family.
Oh man. Oh, come on, man. That's a blessing. That's a blessing, man, because I can't I know this week alone, and that's why I said I had to put this on the list, man. This week alone, there have been three artists. I think it's only three where they, that's been a struggle for them. They had to choose between the two. They
Yes,
had to choose between this. And that's the thing about it. We can't judge. If one thing I learned in these 56 years, I can't judge nobody for nothing. You dig?
exactly.
And it's all about trying because I know my struggles as an artist coming up. And even when I was with mainstream industry and then when we went independent, right when the industry started changing, right at the early 90s, it was a whole nother experience that a lot of us said, well, what are we going to do now? Mainstream industry wasn't the same. Even in outside of the studio, in the offices or whatever, it was totally different. So a lot of us had to go overseas to keep paying the bills. Those bills come every 30 days. And we said, all right, let's get together. And like you said, you find like people who want to pull together, who are on the same page, or who have the same time that we can do this. So a lot of us went overseas. And then with that came a double blessing, Brother Reggie, because I was able to interact with another culture of a musician. I was able to sit down with them and learn their rhythm, learn their vibe, learn what they're going through as an artist, learn what motivates them as an artist. And one thing that I can say is that I don't care what language we speak, no matter what culture we come from, if we're an artist, period.
Mm-hmm.
Period, brother.
Yeah.
And what feeds our soul, and I'd love to hear your take on that, man, is the fact when we have the freedom to be able to express ourselves, no matter what it is. When we have something to say, yours is about romantic. You mentioned the love vibe, that connection between romance and giving it there, which is such a beautiful concept. But the need to express ourselves as an artist. How important is that, man, to an artist? Your feel on that. What's your take on that?
I mean, it's extremely important to be able to express your point as an artist. And it's what's within you to do that expression.
Right.
The whole thing with music, and let me give you an example. You could be real, real down, and all of a sudden somebody writes something like, remember that song? Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah.
Now, that
Mm-hmm.
song took off and lifted a lot of people
Sure did.
because that was something that that artist decided to express. It helped a whole lot of people
Yeah,
that
it did.
heard that type of music. So
Yeah.
it's very important that an artist, such as he or me or anybody, has that opportunity to put that music out
Yeah.
so that it can help somebody. You never know sometimes what is going to happen when the song goes out, how it's going to touch a person.
Come on,
I've,
brother.
I've heard of some people that literally said that they heard this one certain song that stopped them from committing suicide. Imagine the impact that that had on that artist that was thinking, I don't have the money to write this song, or I don't have the time to write this song. What you should realize is you're not writing this song really for you. And this is the way I look at it. I'm not writing my song for me. I'm writing it for somebody else because I'm writing it about something I experienced and I'm trying to tell somebody else, you know, this is what you need to look at. And like, I'll give you another example. I remember years ago, there's a song goes, I know I may be just a stranger, but let me warn you of the danger at the fork in the road. You see, that song helped a lot of people like,
That's
better
right.
be careful,
That's right.
better be
That's
careful.
right.
So
That's
that
right.
was Smokey Bill putting his out there with the miracles.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, man. Throw that history on them too. And that's right. That's it. I saw what you did there, and that's the
Yeah,
truth. You
exactly.
never know. You never know, man. You got to be able. And well, how do you feel when people come back at you and say, "Man, what the word, the lyrics to your song, man, I felt it, or I used that line and it worked, or I did this and that." How does that make you feel when people come back to you for of what you've created and give you that prop on that, brother?
I mean, it's just confirmation. It enables me to make the adjustment. I
Yeah.
know the thing that I have just learned. I mean, a lot of things just takes time. You
Yes.
learn how to structure a song. There's certain things that people don't even realize that an artist has done to a song that makes you keep listening to it. And I'll give you another example. Like there's something called a call and response.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people, the next thing you know, they're repeating it
Yeah.
and they have gotten it ingrained in their mind. And that's
Mhm.
something that an artist has learned. This is a technique because it is called artist and audience participation.
Mhm.
So those lyrics that I'm putting in there and somebody comes back and compliments me, I definitely appreciate it. And it just lets me know confirmation. I'm on the right track.
Go ahead, brother. What's in store now? What is in store for Reginald Weitzman right now? Where are you going from here with your artistry, brother?
Well, as soon as I get off this call, I'm gonna write another song. That's where I'm going with my artistry. You know, because I'm gonna flip something around for a second. Let me see if
I
you
love it.
can.
I love it.
Can you see outside?
Oh yeah, I can see that. I
Yeah.
can see that. That's
Okay.
right. That's
So
right.
so this is a perfect time for me to be writing some music about the snow and
Yeah.
about the song that I just did called "Kicking It." But I have
Hmm.
another song I'm working on called "Cuddle."
Okay.
And
Right on.
the snow
Right
enables
on.
me to put in some more
Come
lyrics
on now.
that the snow
Come
all of
on
a
now.
sudden made me realize, okay, I
Yeah.
need to put a little bit of snowy stuff. We snowed in and it's time to cuddle. Get
That's
that
right.
fireplace going and
Come on.
let's get it in the mood, get that little nice glass of champagne
There
and
you
let's
go.
roll with it.
Come on, brother Reggie. That's it, man. And I see y'all. I see you should when you can have a time, you can look back at the response. People understand it. They feeling that. Exactly. Exactly, man. Brother Reggie, you've been an inspiration. Your words today for the guest, for the people watching, man. Thank you for that, brother. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
man. You know, and ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do it. We're gonna. I want you to follow Brother Reggie's page. Share the word of Reggie Weissman's page. Let others know what you've heard today from Reginald Weissman today. Reggie, where can we download? Is it the outlets? Where do we buy? Where do we support? Please.
The best place to go to is my website,
Okay.
and that's reginaldwisemansr.com. And that's really the gateway to everything. And I'm on Instagram, as we know, Reginald.Wiseman. You can click the link in my bio and it'll take you to my latest music and my Linktree page where you can download, buy, share. My website, you can purchase the merch. And I'm on all streaming platforms. I'm on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. But the
Yeah.
website is the key to find every piece of me, including my YouTube channel.
Okay. YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is Reginald Weissman YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
All right, y'all heard it, y'all. Follow it. Real artistry. You just heard it from. That's why we love doing this show. We can play the promos. You can go to the page and hear the music, but it's something about being able to sit and listen and watch while this artist is expressing what it is they're about. so that when you hear the music, you'll know why you love the music. You know why you're falling in love with the vibe of this artist. And we all know now an extra accreditation after meeting Reginald Wiseman today of why his music is giving us what it gives us, which is that positive vibe, that romantic groove. You just heard him giving that, turning the camera around and looking at the snow, and now creativity's hit for Cuddle coming up for another verse. We're ready to see what that's about. So when we're ready to do that, go to Reginald Wiseman's page, Reginald Wiseman, Instagram, Reginald Wiseman, YouTube. Reginald Wiseman is there for the download. Brother Reggie, thank you again, man, for taking your time to come on here and rap to us. And we want to do this again, man. We want to do this again.
I'm
All
available.
right.
Please let me know when.
You got it, brother. Thank you again, Reggie.
Thank you.
Ladies, you got it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do it. This is what it's all about. And you took your time to come back and see episode 2 today. And you met Brother Reginald Wiseman. And you know what? You could feel the vibe. You're not going to get much realer than Reginald Wiseman. And especially the delivery and the honesty of what keeps him keeping on as an artist, what keeps him inspired through his life, through his military life. From the first time he hit the stage, when he heard the screams from the crowd, it ignited of what it is that his artistry is all about. And he's continued it to this day and made the proclamation that he's going to keep on keeping on forever. And we're going to be here to support Brother Reggie. You all, Lip Liquor out there in Atlanta, thank you so much. GFG Show, thank you. Carlos, muito obrigado, Carlos, for joining us today. Everybody that's here, I mean, I see the list going on. You all, spread the word. And like I said, we're not really concerned about the instant viewers at this time of what we're watching, because so many are viewing on the recorded IGTV, the Victor Brooks Show IGTV channel. When you see that, share that, y'all. When you see it, share it. Let others know what you've heard. Let them know of the artist. Let them know where they can follow it and get the same vibe. And don't forget, join us, myself and my co-host, the incredible Wendy Vaughn, over on Facebook 2 Sundays a month. We're soon going to be back at you every Sunday. But for right now, Wendy Vaughn and I, my co-host Wendy Vaughn of the Victor Brooks Show Facebook Live series. We've had some incredible guests over there who's joined us in the past year. Oh my God, Larry Dotson, the Barcades, Clifton Davis of That's My Mama Theater and Stage, Melba Moore, Frida Payne, Bill Duke, Salima Nimoy, the author, came through. I mean, so many we've been blessed have shared their journey for their career, and also what keeps the positivity flowing in their life. We call ourselves the Positivity Posse, y'all. Come on over if you have Facebook. Come check us out. And if you miss it on Facebook, we edit it down and send it to our YouTube channel, the Victor Brooks Show YouTube channel. We have about 60 of our past episodes up there. Go check them out. And if you like them, click the like button, and then subscribe, okay? We want to see you. We want to be around you. We want to keep in touch with you. We don't want to let the good feeling go, because when it feels that good, you can't let it go. It feels so good every time you take your time to come on here on our Indie Fam series, to be introduced to artists that you may not know and artists that you may know, but then you get a chance to hear them one-on-one, like we just heard with Brother Reginald Wiseman today. Feel their heart, know where that artistry is coming from. And we want to thank our guest, Reginald Wiseman, again today. And thank you again. And like I always say, come on back and get some of that positivity on you. Take a bath in it, take a shower in it, scuba dive in it, skinny dip in it if you want to, but whatever you do, jump in that pool of positivity. And when you jump out, sprinkle it on as many people as you can, because that's what it's all about. And we'll see you next time on the Victor Brooks Show Indie Fam series here on Instagram. Have a good one, y'all.